let's get started. So I'd like to say good morning to everyone, and thank you for joining us. We're excited to have you. My name is Dan King, President and CEO of EnergyHub. I'm also the founder of Energy Now and Big Impact Marketing. And I'd like to introduce my co-host, Logan King, who is also a co-founder of EnergyHub. Logan and I have been working together, working with several, dozens, if not hundreds of energy service clients over the last 8 years, supporting their marketing and business growth. EnergyHub is the first ever energy industry focused marketing and sales automation system. We've built a powerful integrated platform that allows you to market, track, and support your clients and connect with customers using the latest tools and automation. To learn more about EnergyHub, please visit goenergyhub.com. That's it for the infomercial. Just a little housekeeping before we get started. The chat feature for Zoom webinars does not work. So please if you want to list your questions or comments, go to the Q&A button, just click it on there, chat, put in your questions, and then at the end of the webinar, we'll go through those depending on the time of the webinar and how we're doing time-wise. So please sit back and enjoy today's presentation. We will be sending out the recording of the webinar with our presentation slides and notes. So don't feel like you need to take notes if you don't want to. We also have a lead generation playbook that we will send out. We'll send a link out that has all this information and much, much more. So you can just sit back and enjoy. So that's our housekeeping. So today we'll be presenting various lead generation strategies, tactics, and information for the first 32 minutes. Then I'll be introducing you to two industry guests, Michael Maltsev and Travis Sharpe, to answer some specific marketing and lead generation questions. Finally, we'll conduct a 10-minute, maybe 10 to 15-minute Q&A session, depending on people's timing, from the audience. So please, throw in your questions in the Q&A button. So let's get started. Okay, we'll be discussing 5 successful ways to get more leads for your energy service business. Again, there's probably some companies on here that don't strictly focus on the energy industry. No worries, a lot of this applies certainly to any B2B company. We'll have the building blocks to develop a comprehensive lead generation program that consists of planning, processes, preparation, marketing tools, and automation to propel your energy service company and generate significantly more warm leads, sales, and business growth. We will explore the top 10 strategies that will propel your business in the energy sector with cutting-edge lead generation. In a business landscape where success hinges on effective lead generation, this webinar will serve as a guide to unlock, more of the potent strategies, tactics, and results. Okay, so you might have a problem. I mean, a lot of times people are struggling with their lead generation. Basically, you're not getting as many sales leads as you want. Usually, the biggest thing is you're just not marketing enough, and that's the main issue that you have. This includes warm outreach, cold outreach, posting free content, and paid advertising. You're not properly nurturing your leads. Even when you do get them, a lot of times people will get started and they're not continuing to connect with them, providing them with value and different ideas, et cetera, and moving that forward. You're not automating part of your lead generation in your process. So everything tends to be more manual, which takes time. You get busy and then you stop doing it. So that lead generation, that journey stops. You do not have a proven system to track and convert your leads and then resell to past clients. So again, lead generation isn't just about focusing on new customers, it's also reselling and trying to do more business with your existing customers. So, our core 4. There are 4 core lead generation activities. And I just mentioned them. There's warm outreach. Those are contacts and prospects you have already communicated with. And there's the cold reach, the dreaded cold outreach. Contacts you have not communicated with before, but somehow you want to find a way to connect with them and engage with them. The next one of the third core 4 is sharing free valuable content with your target audience. It's informational, it's educational, and it's promotional. A lot of companies just focus on the promotional stuff and it's all about them, but you're really not informing, you're not engaging with them. So quickly they start to tune you out. The fourth core is paid advertising, targeting your audience with sponsored content and banner advertising, something similar to what we do on Energy Now. And you might do on Google, you might do on LinkedIn. So those are the 4 core parts and ingredients of lead generation. So now what I'll do is I'll hand over a few of the next slides and the information to Logan. So go ahead.
Can you hear me?
You bet. All right.
Awesome. So this is the lead generation challenge, and we kind of broke it down into 5 moving parts. We realized all successful energy service companies have 5 moving parts. At each stage, there's potential for the machine to break down. Each part that breaks reduces outflow, aka reduces revenue and profit and the ability to scale. You can't close more sales with leads you don't have or nurture. So looking at your business through this lens should be your starting point moving forwards, in our opinion. So we have traffic, leads, nurture, sell, and then resell. So think about that when you have a customer and you want to take them on this journey, right? You're in charge of this journey and we want to take them there. So first we have cold traffic. The main problem here is relying too much on word of mouth and referrals. We're all guilty of it, but we want to get away from that. Obviously, we want to still get as many referrals as possible, but we want to get away from that and get as much traffic to our business as possible. So this includes things like Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, posting, and ads, YouTube and Google ads, proper SEO, Google My Business profile fully set up with reviews coming in, YouTube videos, so some longer format stuff. Maybe you're posting some podcasts or webinars on your YouTube channel. I think YouTube is still a great way to get discovered. And then webinars, podcasts, and of course, trade shows. The thing with trade shows is we want to get it online so that we can start to automate this process. So get that contact into like a CRM database. So once we have that cold traffic, we want to get them to be a warm lead. The problem here is we're not actively building an email list or a CRM database. That's what we find with a lot of clients coming to us is they might be using Excel spreadsheets or, the clients are all over the place kind of in our emails, but we want them in a centralized location so that we can utilize this. So this is where they become a lead. Hopefully we take them on the journey to becoming a warmer lead or a hot lead. So we use techniques like a lead generation ad or an offer, or organically driving traffic from social media, but we're trying to take them from just being traffic, a cold lead, to knowing about our business. So this traffic goes to a landing page or a sales funnel to capture their information, giving something of value like a lead magnet to get their contact information, right? So we want them to slowly learn about our business and we want to learn about them. We need that contact information to go to the next step. So hot lead or a warmer lead, step number 3, is the common problem is not pre-selling or pre-qualifying leads. We've all been there where the leads we do get aren't really worth our time. So part of this process, in this nurturing process, can be pre-qualifying these leads so you're not wasting as much time. And this is the key step to building trust, right? These people barely knew about your company. They're slowly learning more and more, but this is the key step to building trust. So warm leads up and build trust, build excitement about new products and services, provide more free value, educational stuff, webinars, discounts. Of course, we've all done that. Weekly newsletter, leverage automation. This step is super important for leveraging automation because we don't have time to do this all manually. And then nurture through posting on social media, staying top of mind, and even having surveys to put out. There are typically 7 to 14 touch points needed before someone will buy. So that's why the nurturing process is so important, right? So now we go on to kind of the 4th step, which is we got to sell. And most of us have a high ticket offer, right? We're trying to sell something of quite a bit it's very valuable, but it's usually expensive. So that takes longer. We need a dialed in sales script and objection handling script. We notice that a lot of clients coming to us don't have this. Every single sales rep or salesperson should be on the same page. And we should have answers to these objections and be on the same page and be using each other to learn how a sales meeting went with a potential client and using that information to build that sales script, build that objection handling script, right? We want to become damn near perfect when it comes to knowing how to answer some of the questions. Understanding the customer journey, and if they are ready to buy, record sales calls and review with your sales team, kind of like I previously said. Knowing when to push for the sale and gather payment information. Video sales letters, testimonial videos are super helpful in this stage because we're trying to build social proof. Product or service explainer videos, courses or educational videos, professional videos to assist the salesperson. We want to assist our sales reps or you as the owner with as much valuable content as you can have to help make that sale. And then finally, they're a client, but we want to resell them. So this is an extremely important to have automations in place like emails and text message follow up with the client to make sure they're happy. And if they need any further assistance, sending a link to review our business, which then obviously improves our Google My Business profile. And we're going to be able to be found easier, improves SEO. Then we add them to our email newsletter to stay up to date, top of mind. We can release some of our latest offers and ask for referrals. So if we go back quickly, this is the customer journey. It could be slightly different for your company, but just think about it in that context. Where are we trying to take this traffic to a lead, and where do we want them to go? And that's why I think sales funnels or landing pages can be a lot more beneficial than just say a website, because we set it up and we can take them through that customer journey exactly how we want to, how we planned. They're not just going to a website, potentially an archaic website, and being left with all the information, all the technical information with a little contact form on the contact page. And we don't know what pages they went to, where with a sales funnel or a landing page, you can track how far they got through that process. So we'll go into a little bit more detail on that later. Here's just an example of an automation that we have set up. Obviously, I don't want to share our clients' automations, but as you can see, the trigger at the top is a form submitted, which was on our sales funnel. That sales funnel was only created to be a source of lead generation for people interested in our playbook. So we post about the playbook on social media. Those people interested in the playbook go to that sales funnel. They leave their information. In return, they get the playbook. So you can see in the automation, this creates an opportunity. It goes into our pipeline. You can have specific pipelines. Then we send them an email with the playbook. An internal notification is sent to a sales rep via text and email. Then we wait a day. Then we send a follow-up email with maybe a little bit more information, more value, maybe a little bit about EnergyHub, and it goes on and on. Then you could remove them from this specific workflow and add them to your daily newsletter. So this is just the tip of the iceberg of what you could do with automation, but it's all done. Once it's set up, you don't have to think about it anymore. You can go on to the next lead magnet, go on to the next thing, where if you're trying to do this all manually, it's just not possible. Okay, the last thing I wanted to touch on when it comes to the customer journey is the duality of the B2B sales process. While the ultimate purchasing decision is obviously done by the buyer, the selling and buying process are two sides of the same coin. So what's the takeaway? As a seller, we put all our focus on doing our persuasion part well, but if the buyer faces difficulties in doing their evaluation process, what happens? Gartner reported 77% of B2B buyers describing their latest purchase as very complex. I think some of us can attest to that. And so how do we solve or help the person buying to make the decision as easily as possible, right? We have multiple shareholders, multiple owners, employees involved, someone in the marketing department, someone in the finance department, and maybe the presentation you gave to the owner goes down the line and your message is not the exact message that you left the owner with. And so one of the solutions that we found is called StageSet.io, and it's kind of a central software where you can put every single piece of that deal in with steps to go along. So you can have a Loom video, maybe discussing the sales presentation again, so that everyone can watch it. That's important in making that deal come to fruition. You can have your invoices in there. You can have a contract to sign in there, the presentation itself in there. So you put it all in this deal room. That's just an example. You could use Google Drive to do somewhat of the same thing. But basically what I'm trying to say is we want to be able to make the decision and purchasing process as easy as possible for that buyer. Just something I thought I'd throw in there. Could be part of the customer journey in the selling phase. All right, so to generate more revenue, you've got to generate more leads to grow your business. Here are a few more things we'll cover: getting extremely clear on what your problem is and how to solve for it, going from problem to solution to engaged lead with lead magnets, how to get more leads by providing as much value as possible, how to use sales funnels and automation, which we kind of covered a little bit before, and key tips for warm outreach, cold outreach, and posting free content. So what are clients and prospects' pain points? That is always the question we have to ask ourselves. Does most of your marketing, website, social media content focus on your products and services, very technically heavy in the history of the company? That's what we find pretty often. We're trying to push our clients and you guys to move forward and focus on your clients and prospects' pain points in solving in marketing the solution, not just the technical details. That's still important, but we're trying to provide a solution for that client. So let's read here. So modernize your online presence. So a few things to modernize your online presence is updating your website with solutions and call to actions, developing sales funnels and landing pages focused on one pain and one solution. So kind of narrowing down on that problem, creating valuable and informational lead magnets, and then using automation and workflows to speed up and communicate with your warm leads and customers. Then we have content strategy overhaul. Address the need to balance technical information with engaging content that speaks to the customer's needs and pain points. Develop a strategy that includes content you give away for free that is valuable, lead magnet, to build trust and authority amongst your target audience. Then we have visual content upgrade. Leverage high quality content more effectively. This could involve creating engaging infographics that simplify complex data, using video content to explain complex services or products, and customer testimonials. I think we're beyond the stage of just having a little bit of text on your website talking about how that customer was happy. Do a video about it. Have that customer speak to their experience. That is what is going to be more convincing to a prospect, not just a little bit of text saying that they had a good experience, in our opinion. Active social media engagement. Creating engaging social media content for an energy service company involves highlighting your expertise, sharing industry insights and behind the scenes content, and engaging with your audience on topics that matter to them. And then customer testimonials and case studies, kind of already talked about this, but it is super important, right? We're trying to build social proof. I can trust you. It's all about trust. If you're providing value and you're building trust, those are the keys. And then finally, email marketing. Email marketing is far from dead. We've seen it kind of make a resurrection and it's coming back more than ever. So that is also something to focus on. Next, we have engaged leads. So this is the problem solution cycle. To get more engaged leads, we need to get really good at selling solutions to their problems. Every problem has a solution, and every solution reveals more problems. This is the never-ending cycle of business. If you can solve the main problem or problems with your core offering, we've got a winner. So just think about this when you're looking at your website content, what you're posting online. We're selling solutions, not just features and benefits, or at least that's the goal, right? Building trust and providing value. So lead magnet ideas that are appealing and valuable to buyers in the oil and gas industry. Some of these include exclusive industry insights, energy efficiency or emission audits, customized financial models, technology white papers, a video series, operational excellence workshops or webinars, and custom analysis and consultation offers. These are just a few ideas. You're going to have to take a deep dive into your business and think, what could I provide of value to maybe get some contact information from a prospect? And if you look at the image on the right, that is the lead magnet. We're trying to take low trust people, and we're trying to build trust along the process and get their contact information by providing a mini offer. And then we take those people that we've built trust with, that know about our company, and then we have our core offer. So it's kind of like 3 steps in that customer journey. So what is value? Business owners want their problem solved quickly and with minimal effort. If you can get your messaging and solutions closer to this result, they will happily give you their money. So as you look at the image on the right, we have dream outcome. So what is their dream outcome? What is their perceived likelihood of achievement of getting this dream outcome with you? And then we divide that by the time it takes for that deal or that product or that service to come to fruition, and how much effort and sacrifice did I have to give, right? If I don't have a lot of time. I'm another business owner. If I have to put a lot of effort in and there's a big time delay, that's not as appealing to me, and that lowers the value. So on this next image, right, we want to increase the dream outcome and perceived likelihood of achievement and decrease as much as possible the time delay, effort, and sacrifice. Now, this doesn't mean like you're physically maybe doing those things, but it's how we're communicating that to the prospect, right? We don't want it to seem like there's a big time and effort involved. So just think about that in your messaging, and when you're communicating with prospects, just take it into consideration, right? The goal is to maximize the first 2 and minimize the second 2. So number 3, sales funnels and automations. Once you figure out an attractive lead magnet, like a webinar or a white paper or whatever you think would work best for your business, you will need a place for people to learn more about it and leave their name and email addresses. I'm sure some of you have come across sales funnels before. They're more common in B2C. You know, you're trying to get some information and they want you to leave their contact information. So you might have come across it before. We're trying to do a little bit of a classier job when it comes to B2B and energy service companies. And you can think about it as a landing page, not some sales funnel that we're just trying to sell people, but we do need their information and we do want to be able to target that specific customer. So some of the benefits are higher conversion rates, better customer segmentation, right? Depending on what I'm offering, I can kind of know that customer persona, like what kind of customer is going to be interested in that. Maybe I ran it as an ad, they went to the sales funnel, they left their information. Okay, I kind of know what they're interested in already, right? They didn't just go to my website where everything's available. They're interested in that specific thing. More effective lead nurturing, enhanced tracking and optimization, because we can see at what step of the sales funnel they got to, what they did. We can track that all. Personalization and engagement through the use of automation. So as soon as someone leaves their contact information, right, you can address them by first name in the text message or an email, because we have that now. So it feels very personalized, like you're manually doing something, but it's automated. So automation and sales funnel go hand in hand. Cost efficiency in marketing. I already touched on automation, and then we can easily integrate AI into this. I think that's a little bit more of a B2C solution than a B2B, but for sure, if people are asking questions, you can even have AI trained to answer some of those common questions, saving you more time to work on your business. Just on the right on the image, so basically we're going from awareness, interest, and evaluation. They're starting to evaluate your company. We're slowly building trust through the sales funnel, because commonly on a sales funnel, you'll have a video on that homepage talking about the exact thing that they're interested in. You're like, hey, I know you're interested in this drilling solution. Here's a little bit more about it, or whatever the lead magnet was. Leave your contact information below and you'll get whatever we're offering. And then in the next step of the sales funnel, maybe you have another video talking more about the product or service. And so you can really track where people are going. And we love having videos on those sales funnels or landing pages that are directly talking about that topic. All right, I think I'll pass this back off to Dan. Hopefully you guys found that helpful. I could talk about this for hours, try to nail it down into a reasonable amount of time, but here, you go, Dan.
All right, awesome. So this is number 4. Great. That's now Logan can have a glass of water and take a break for a second. So remember we talked about warm and cold leads and outreach. What we really want to emphasize the importance of understanding cold outreach. Cold outreach is different from warm outreach because these people don't know you, they don't trust you, they don't have any goodwill with them, or you don't have any goodwill with them. So you have to overcome that. You have to build that. And so you create some familiarity and then they start to identify it. And that's really a big part of the magic of marketing really is getting that awareness. So you start with exposure and awareness, then you start to drive the lead generation. Mainly this is done through lead magnets and giving value up front. So give them value immediately before you start asking them for something. Just like, again, if you want to date someone, you want to get to know them first. You don't start asking them to go on a date in the first 5 minutes. So it's no different. Once you build some rapport and goodwill, then you're able to go to the ask. And we'll talk a little bit more about that as well with respect to, give, and then finally ask if they're interested in learning more, maybe a presentation or a demo. There are 4 different ways acquiring leads that we found that we've identified. So on there's scraping. Because of our time, I'll just go through this fairly quickly. Scraping, there's certain technology where you can scrape people's contact information. There's a variety of different apps and software for that. We'll have a list of some different things if you do want to scrape lists. But again, sometimes it's hard if you want to email them. So you run into some challenges with that. The second one is pretty cool. This is something that we're doing with EnergyHub, with LinkedIn, and with some other software where we can automate the messaging. So through Sales Navigator, through LinkedIn Sales Navigator, we're able to build lead lists, take those lead lists, put them into a system called Dripify, and then personalize a series of messages to those people to get them to connect with us and then to engage with us. But again, giving them some things that they can use and that are valuable to them. And then we take that information, we drive it into EnergyHub. It's all automated. So our rate of connection is probably at least 40 to 50%. So you'll take those cold connections and drive them into EnergyHub, or to perhaps it can work with another CRM. I don't think that we've come across anybody else is doing this, but you could say target 400 contacts, at least get 150 to 200 of them into EnergyHub, into your CRM, and then you start to build that, start to create a warm contact or what have you. The third one is buying lists. I guess that's pretty common. It's been going on for a long time. So that can be helpful. And there's different ways of connecting with those people. And of course, the fourth one is just manual efforts, which is a variety of different things, whether it's trade shows, networking, and those are the things we're all used to doing. You definitely have to continue to do that. And you want to get their business card, you want to get their information, put it into the CRM, get into the automation, and then start connecting with them. As I mentioned before, we will send out the playbook, get more leads, and there has a lot more detail and some other software and other apps that will be helpful for you from converting the cold leads and the cold outreach to warm leads. Okay, the next slide. Logan just moved to number 5. Awesome. Okay, number 5 is posting free content. Okay, stop posting plain old photos of completed products and services, or maybe an old case study from 3 years ago. Just think about what tends to happen is your audience starts to ignore that stuff really quickly. Not to say you don't do it, but try to create some more insight into why you're showing that photo. What job did you just complete that was a challenging job, but you provided a solution that allowed them to either save time, save money, or it's inspirational, or maybe it's even entertaining. Maybe you use a little bit of humor. You're connecting, you're building your culture, you're getting people to understand who you are as a company and as a personal brand or a professional brand as well. So what problems did you encounter? How do we solve them? Those are all the things that you want to start to generate. And what we always say is give in public, ask in private. So not asking people to do business with you in say a LinkedIn, but giving them different ideas, different ways to think about challenging or solving their problem. If you continue to give value, people will ask you in private and to help solve their problems. So we said, give, and then you will get. It's all right to post stuff like things like Easter celebrations and things like that, but that's really not going to drive any potential leads for you. So really focus on that inspirational, that educational, that informational free content. So that's number 5. Okay, Logan, why don't you do the checklist? Because you definitely understand the video side of things really well.
Yeah, I'll try to be quick. This is the checklist that we try to run most of our content through. We're trying to increase watch time, we're trying to increase engagement, and we're trying to get out to more people. So step 1, there's got to be a captivating intro in the first 5 seconds. That's kind of the world we live in now. And so some examples would be like, this is what we do every time a piece of our equipment breaks down. Now you might be like, well, why would I want to share that? Well, people are interested, and obviously you solved that equipment breakdown problem, but you're trying to capture their information and stand out. We don't want to just do what everyone else is doing, the plain old stuff, just sharing one of our products or services in a generic photo. This new technology shocked our client as an intro. Here's our 5-step process to creating our most popular product. And then finally, another example, why did we change our entire manufacturing process over the last couple months? So just think about, these are just examples, but a way for people to be like, they're hooked. They're like, okay, yeah, I want to learn more about that. And so as you do that more and more, your engagement will grow, and that generates the traffic that goes to the rest of the customer journey. Just cut out the lulls for step number 2. Make sure it kind of has a payoff, right? It's a story. So the way I started that intro is they're invested, and now there's a payoff. So you want to explain, obviously, what you were solving at the start. Make sure it's relatable. I think most of you can do that. They're just making it relatable to other people in your industry. Shareable and repeatable. So just a checklist to go through. Try to get a couple of them. I'm not expecting everyone to get all 6 steps complete, but just some information there.
Okay, that's awesome. Okay, so we're coming to the end of this portion of the webinar, but just as a quick summary, again, lead generation is a huge area. There's just so many components to it. So we made a list of the top 10 lead generation strategies, and within each one of these key elements, for example, with content marketing, it's a big topic in itself. We could easily do one webinar. We probably could do a series of 10 webinars with content marketing. But I wanted to make the list of 10. Some are bigger than others, but I just made the list of content marketing, automation is important, social media marketing, of course, where everyone is doing it, but just look to do a little bit better. Lead magnets might be something that's new to you. Maybe you haven't even heard the word lead magnets, but again, that's creating value, offering that valuable webinar or ebook or something that your prospect or your audience would appreciate. Then the sales funnels, we talked about that in depth with respect to that, and landing pages. Email marketing works. It actually has the best open rate and engagement than most of the other tools and strategies that we talk about. So a lot of times it gets forgotten. Please look at it. It's a great way to communicate with your current customers and get potentially more work from them. Retention and referrals is still really important, but you got to create a program around those referrals, not just, oh, I hope someone sends us a lead or something like that. Be more intentional with your referrals. And then the next one is paid advertising. If it's done well, it's works fantastic. Next is lead nurturing. That's the secret sauce when it comes to B2B marketing, is nurturing those leads. And finally, targeted campaigns. It's no different than a campaign. Of course, it's probably less time, less money, but something like Let's Do It, or different B2C campaigns, you could do something similar to that in B2B. So in the near future, we're going to be doing some additional webinars, in addition to webinars, videos, articles, and all these 10 strategies for lead generation. So that's the summary. We probably had a bunch of other slides that we were going to do, but we knew we'd run into some time issues. So that's it for the first part of the presentation of the webinar. And so I'm going to go to our guest speakers. Okay, we have two guest speakers, both gentlemen I've known for a few years. Both were clients of ours at Energy Now. And I was always very, very impressed with both Michael and Travis with their constant pursuit in and marketing their businesses very well. Michael Maltsev is the president of Rigor. Michael, he has over 12 years of experience as the CEO of Rigor. He's remained a leader in the development and implementation of state-of-the-art digital oil field solutions. And Travis Sharpe is the COO of Northwest Industrial. Travis is a results-driven marketing strategist, providing expert relationship management and strategic guidance in the energy service for his energy service company. Like I said, both of them, I've been very impressed with their commitment to digital marketing, to lead generation, and I know they can provide some insight. If we run out of time, I'm sure both Michael and Travis, if you connect with them on LinkedIn and you have some questions for them, I'm sure, I know they're very generous and they would provide you with some insight and answer your questions. Okay, so welcome, Michael and Travis. What I'd like to do just to start off is just briefly describe your business and, you know, kind of maybe the interplay between your vision and your marketing, and then we'll move on to the additional questions. So why don't you go first, Travis?
Yeah. Hey, Dan. Logan, guys, great job on this presentation, by the way. I have to say, absolutely fantastic in what you guys are doing. You know, you listed 10 points. Those could be 10 webinars or 10 strategy sessions where people come for a day. And, you know, so you guys have done a fantastic job, and I've really enjoyed following you guys. And I'm really excited to be here to talk about, you know, a lot of the stuff that I've learned and what's happened and what our vision is. And so I want to briefly just describe our business. So Northwest Industrial, we started this business with a goal in mind. The goal in mind is to change the persona of the way people look at energy service companies. Now, tradespeople are often looked at, and they will go from one business to the other business to the other business for an extra dollar or an extra $2 because they need to provide for their family. And that's what we're all doing here in this industry. We're all trying to provide. And how do we do that? So what we want to do is shape the way. The vision is to shape the way that we can keep those people happy with less stress and focus on the core values of what we're doing. So our ideal is to have top talent retained on staff to grow a business that they are a part of, that they feel that they have ownership in, they have a stake in, and that they have say in. So we're really trying to differentiate ourselves from other service providers. And that's the vision of Northwest Industrial. Now, what we actually do is we provide piping, structural, maintenance, turnarounds, environmental remediation, bulk sawdust. We really look at the environmental remediation as the ESG. So we are one of the energy service companies that provide maintenance and turnarounds that are actually doing something in regards to the E of the ESG. So we've integrated that in as well, but I don't want to take too much time. I want to give it back to you so that you can get it over to Mike and continue to go. But again, just like you, Dan, I could talk for hours about how to improve, what to do, how to use it, and how it works. But I really appreciate the time to be here and look forward to what the other panelist has to say and the next questions. Thanks, Dan.
Yeah, you bet. Okay, thanks, Travis. Michael, let's give us an overview of your business.
Absolutely. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. And yeah, we established Rigor 12 years ago. We focus on the oil field digitalization. Right now, we are providing a solution for energy service companies to automate all the operations from field to boardrooms using different devices, mobile, desktop, laptop, and the tablets. organizing operational flow from field technician to CEO. So yeah, our main focus is North America. We work globally in US, Canada, Mexico, and Middle East as well. So that's a very short introduction.
No, that's awesome. I knew you've had a lot of success penetrating the market in the United States, and now I see that you're gaining some new clients in the Middle East and around the world. So that's about lead generation. That's about finding new ways and using digital marketing to do that. So we're going to explore that further. So thank you both. The next question. Okay, what is working best for your lead generation? And why do you think that is the case? Michael, why don't you start with that one?
For us, I would say that the main focus was try something different all the time. We trying a lot of different things. The list you mentioned, we tried probably 80-90%, but I mark a couple things, so we'll try those things next. And I will discuss this with my marketing team today. Our main source of traffic is our website. So we spend a lot of time and efforts to improve our search engine optimizations and building the website, explaining what kind of solution we provide and how we're doing these. The second is the industrial events and in-person meetings. It's very important, especially for the oil and gas industry, when people would like to know that you are real and see your faces. So that is why we travel a lot. And referrals. This is another point, but I know that we will talk about referrals a little bit later.
That's great. Also, I noticed when you post, because I follow both companies, Travis and Michael's companies, and I know you're doing a lot of different content. I know you do a lot of webinars, and you're involved in a lot of webinars. That's fantastic. The other thing is you do a lot of testimonials, testimonial videos, and they're very well done. So I compliment you on that as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. How about you, Travis? Number 2.
Yeah, so what's working best for us for lead generation? There is so many things out there right now that you can use, you can do, but what's working best for us is good old-fashioned face-to-face, right? In business to business, there's 2 reasons why people will work with you. 1, they know about you, and 2, they trust you. And in business to business, one of the hardest problems is to differentiate yourself from anybody else because they are all saying the same thing: people, price, quality, service. So what's working best for us is getting out there and being vulnerable, providing that value up front, like you talked about, and having that face-to-face meeting so that they can trust you, they can believe in you, and they can support you. And that's what's working best for us at this point in time.
Okay. Now, I will say that Travis is very active on social media. I also know that I've worked with Travis in some other businesses, and has been involved in all cold outreach, warm outreach, providing content, and paid advertising. You've done lots of advertising, and that has worked as well because it is building exposure and building your brand. So I'll just add that on there as well.
Yeah,
right?
and absolutely, like every one of those segues into the next one. It's almost, you can't have one without the other. It's very important to have not just one, but multiple, because at the end of the day, if one fails, the other one picks up its slack. So having multiple puzzle pieces going at the same time is what is really going to help you get traction and drive forward.
For sure. Okay, I'll ask this next question to Travis to start. What is your number 1 sales and marketing challenge for your business right now? It's not specific to lead generation, but I thought I would throw that out there because everybody has challenges, but more specific to sales and marketing or marketing.
Yeah, so our number 1 challenge is, again, there's multiple businesses out there and we're thinking of our clients compete globally. So we're trying to compete globally, whether we go from Louisiana all the way up to, Fort Nelson or all the way to Ontario. We're trying to think globally. So our biggest issue is differentiating ourselves from another service provider that is in the same industry as us. Because like I previously mentioned, everybody's saying the same thing. So it's differentiating yourself.
Say it differently. Okay, awesome. How about you, Michael? What do you find?
So for us, yeah, I agree that we using different methods and working with the client and trying to connect with the client in different ways, but face to face, it's the number one turning point for most of our clients and most of our sales. For us, number one challenge is to be in front of the right person in the right time. It's very challenging because most of our clients are very busy, and we need to provide the very focused message and find the right person at the right moment.
Right. That's the ultimate challenge, isn't it? Okay, number 4. Now we talked a little bit about this, but I thought if there's anything specific, for Michael, I threw out webinars and his testimonials. So please, if you want to bring that up, that's great. Let's start with Michael. Do you have any lead generation tools or activities that you're using right now that's working well for you?
Yeah, we use lots of different digital marketing tools. As I mentioned, we spend a lot of time on our website. We do webinars. We run probably 100+ different webinars last 3 years, and continue doing that. Trying lots of different, even billboard advertising, radio advertising. So lots of different ways. And the funny thing that you could not evaluate which one was most impactful. And when we asking clients, they usually figure out the last drop, but what was the feel of that cap? We have no idea. Say we meet with the client, they told, guys, we saw you 2 years in the trade show, then we had the radio advertising, then we saw the billboard, we'd like to talk to you. So lots of different channels. We do not know which one works best. Because the only thing is the kind of a last drop, what was the turning point that they start asking proper questions.
Right. So it's a combination of a lot of things. So you're not exactly sure what was that one thing that kind of, I guess, was the trigger that got them.
No silver bullet. No silver bullet. Unfortunately.
Well,
I wish.
Yeah, exactly. I wish we all do that, right? But again, just I reiterate that it's about the consistency of your marketing, day in and day out, month in and month out. It's not let's launch a new website and then we can sit back for several months, or let's go to a trade show or a couple in the year and we're good. Well, no, it's an ongoing thing that takes time, and you will bear fruit from it. How about you, Travis? Just your thoughts around that.
So for us, for lead generation, we get together as a team. So I believe in having the right people in the right seats, and that is actively going to help us generate creative ideas. When we look at content marketing, why it works, providing value, informative and engaging content, search engine optimization, why does that work? What keywords do we need? How do we tag that in? What are our taglines? Social media marketing. Not just social media, Arnold Schwarzenegger, get in the chopper, but be tactical about it. Like, what is going to work? What is your platform for? Do you understand the platform? What audience is on that platform? Strategically, actively engage those platforms on a consistent basis. And then, like you said, good old-fashioned email marketing. We all have contacts in this industry, letting them know, talking to them, engaging. Paid advertisement, the PPCs, something that we do. You can very target, You can target your audience, understand your audience, and help lead them on that buyer's journey. And then, one of the things that we are starting to do now, webinars like this one, online events, provide the value, not necessarily directly to your client, but to the rest of the industry. Put yourself out there to help others, and others will also help you, which goes back into that word of mouth. Rather than sitting back waiting for word of mouth, go out and create it. So we have a lot of lead generation things that are actively working. And a good one old-fashioned one that we do use consistently is get out to the field and have that face-to-face. That does generate a lot of leads. But it is important to have that automated system in place, which EnergyHub has been talking about.
So a couple quick questions on that. Based on that, are both of you, I'm assuming both of you have some type of a CRM or marketing automation in place. Travis, I've already talked to your team. So you put something together yourself. So that's really interesting. That's awesome. You can expand
and on
that.
that. Yeah, like I said, having the right people in the right seats goes a long way. And we have a VP of marketing and sales, Jeff Berube. He understands it, he gets it, he is masterclass, and he's that right person in that seat for us. And he can build off of it, he can do everything, and I'm so honored to have him a part of the teams, because watching him work, as you've seen, creating these things and understanding it is so beneficial, not only to me as a person, but also to the brand of the business. And like lots of people who hear me talk about the business or what I do, they know I'm extremely passionate about it. I'm passionate about sharing information, doing what I can to drive value, having the right team in place that builds a business around the brand. Build a team around the brand, not of me, not of Jeff or Todd or Brad or whoever's on the team. It's right people, right seats. And like you mentioned, our team does do a lot of stuff internally, but we also do ask for help externally to get an extra set of eyes on it to understand what else works and broaden our horizons.
Okay. How about you, Michael? How are you automating your marketing and your sales activities?
Yeah, we tried 4, I believe, or maybe 5 different CRM systems. Again, the software company, we can build by our own, and we tried.
Right.
Yeah, but definitely we realized that we have like all the automation run on a CRM right now, and it's a hotspot, and we do all those 4 activities there.
Right. HubSpot's a great platform. Again, EnergyHub has a system, but we do provide other services. We do provide monthly marketing. We do provide marketing services like web development and video production and things like that. But really, this isn't about pushing just EnergyHub. This is about finding the right tools for everybody. And the interesting part is we use HubSpot in Energy Now. We created some custom software in it. We didn't want to abandon that. And because we have such a big audience in Energy Now, we wanted to keep it there because of the power that HubSpot has. Really, EnergyHub is focused more for this small, medium-sized company that doesn't have a marketing or doesn't have a marketing team. And so they need help, they need support. And that's really where we come in. But again, we're just trying to provide some education, some information. Go out there and find the right tools that are going to work for your business. No question about that.
Are you guys getting a percentage off HubSpot here during this webinar?
Well, you know what? You have to honor and respect all the software out there, right?
Absolutely. But no. Like that being said, yeah, we use HubSpot as well, and we're happy with how it integrates seamlessly with all of the other aspects and other software out there. And that's something that is definitely important. The data is king, right? With data, we can project, we can forecast, we can understand, we can quarter turn, we can, customize, and we can make it relevant.
Yeah, well, part of the reason that we developed EnergyHub too is it's hard to know intimately all the different CRM platforms out there. You know, someone has Pipedrive, someone has HubSpot, someone uses Salesforce. I mean, there's hundreds of platforms out there. We wanted to create something that was energy specific and build dozens of templates where someone can walk in and literally can have a website, a sales funnel, a newsletter, emails, like surveys, forms. It's all there and built. Where HubSpot's requires some more work. But again, if you have the team, you're able to do it. If you don't have the team, it's a challenge to do that. So that's the reason why we're doing what we're doing. But we definitely respect the other companies and we learn from them too. So that's a good thing. So on that, I've seen a few of the questions, so I'm kind of throwing them in here. Another one is, are you guys using any texting or SMS messaging to reach out to your clients or your prospects? Maybe I'll let you speak on that, Michael.
No, we're not using that so far, because first of all, it's really tough to find out the right contacts, the contact list. It's a personal information, and it's the situation is dynamic, and people change jobs, shifting, and it's really questionable for us. Maybe for other companies it will work, but for us it's not what we consider.
Okay. How about you, Travis? Have you guys used any texting or messaging of your clients or prospects?
That's a good question. To me, like, I want to, but is that an invasion? You know, unless they get us the contact and we build that relationship. If I have a good relationship, I will text. But at this point, we are not automating text messages at this point. But again, it's if the relationship's there, yes. We haven't got to that point yet. So that's where I lean more onto people like yourself, Stan, to help guide me in that, to say, hey, this is we're getting a good conversion rate. I understand that. Okay, don't get me wrong, guys. Don't chastise me on social media, but I'm gonna say this. I get that people are lazy. They don't want to talk to people. They want to stay busy. It's easy to reply to a text. I get that. But does it invade a little bit on, is it okay to text them if I don't know them? Is it okay to do that? So for me, I like to build that relationship, build that trust, and send that text. Yes, can we automate it? At some point, I believe we will get there. But at this point, for me, I'm just a little reserved.
Okay.
Yeah, completely agree with Travis. We use a lots of text messages with our clients. When you establish the relationship, you have they have all my phones, and they text me regularly. Something goes wrong. So yeah, this is the easiest way. I agree. Call is far away. Texting is very simple.
Yeah, for sure. Texting is an interesting area. The open rate for texting is around 96%. So huge engagement and opportunity. If it's well done with the right permission, with the right situation, it's very effective. These are just my thoughts and what I've seen. But that being said, in the United States now, you have to be basically certified to send text messages. You've got to get a license to do it. And that requirement's going to come to Canada because people are starting to use it more and more, and people are going to get frustrated with too many text messages. And I start to see it with some of the phone companies and things like that, where, hey, I didn't ask for your promotion. But where it's effective, where we're seeing it, is things like, okay, so Travis does a webinar, but it's a great reminder that you have a webinar coming up, because they've signed up, they've given you their cell number, they've given you permission to connect with them, but only in a certain way, in a certain level of professionalism. So it could be confirmation of a webinar. It also could be a great reminder that, hey, you got a presentation at 10 o'clock. Michael, you have a presentation or a demo, and it's just a reminder that the person shows up.
That's right.
Yeah. So that's a good way to use SMS, but it's not necessarily a direct marketing message. It's just it's connecting. It's creating a bridge. So that's so we are getting, well, we're actually at 11:01. So how about we do one more question? And actually, I have been fielding the questions from the crowd, so I've been doing that. So maybe I'll just go to the next one with respect to, and if you haven't, no problem, we could just move on. But have you done a landing page or a sales funnel? And what other types of automation have you used in your lead generation? Travis, sorry. Why don't we start with you?
Yeah, so I think landing pages are extremely important. And Logan, I believe, mentioned this. Having a generic website where someone just comes to you and they get a whole bunch of information and a whole bunch of technical information and a little tiny call to action. I think if you have a landing page for something specific, you don't need to confuse your potential clients or current clients. If you have a landing page that has a call to action that's, for us, it's like, hey, we have a maintenance truck in northern Alberta. Click here, it'll direct you directly to that landing page for maintenance, and the call to action is call our number, ask for rates, call us today. I think landing pages are important and I think they're going to get more and more used for the rest of the industry as people understand their buyer's journey and don't want to convolute it or have any ambiguity with, like, man, I just clicked on this for a turnaround and now all of a sudden I've got 17 different things and it's a spider web and I got to untangle it. You really got that Logan said this again, and again, I'm just quoting Logan. You got 5 seconds to keep that audience's attention or to really activate them into what it is you're doing before they're like, hey, I'm on to the next thing. And if it's confusing, you're going to lose them. So I think they're going to get more and more of a hotter topic for a landing page. The more that the industry evolves, becomes newer, and starts to change, that's going to be something that's going to keep the ambiguity out of it and have them streamlined.
Right. Okay.
But I'm going to let back to you, Dan.
Yeah, no problem. Just how about you, Michael? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, we use a landing page a lot, and we use this to kind of a measurement tool in some cases. And we use this in combination with the different marketing channels and efforts. Say, for example, we have the event and we put a QR code for that event on our printing materials and our booth, etc., and we see the response. So how many potential leads or people open that page, and what was the initial effect of the event or a certain campaign or anything else. So yeah, we use it and use it a lot. It's a very effective tool, and I agree with Travis that it should be a very specific and what you promote, the people should see pretty much. We even use the same design of the print material and the landing page.
Okay. The great thing about those types of things too is once you create that first landing page or sales funnel, you can start to reproduce. You can start to use what you've already created, so it starts saving time, and you get very good, very active, and you start to try different things as well. It's that first stage or two that takes a little bit more time and commitment, but once you've done that, you start to see the results, then you can build off of that. Another thing that you brought up too, Michael, is you're measuring, right? You're seeing how many people are getting activated through that landing page or those other activities. So I do encourage everyone to try to track really important parts of their marketing program, especially leads. Usually when I talk to a company, very few actually measure it. They don't know where they're getting their leads from. So that's something that just keep it simple at first, but do track them. How many are we getting per month? Where are the best leads? Just referrals. Where are they coming from? So then you could do more of that and less of the stuff that's not working. But keep trying new things, right? You got to keep trying new things and stuff like that. And that's what this whole webinar is about. And the future ones that we do is getting people to try and be aware of new things, new software, new apps. Don't be afraid. Give it a try. Look, I'm an older guy and I can figure it out. So I encourage all the business owners, if they are a bit older, is if you're a little intimidated, get someone who's younger or reach out to someone like Michael or Travis or us at our team at EnergyHub, and we'll try to demystify all this crazy stuff that's happening and changing every day. So that's,
Dan, that baby blue knocks a few years off you for sure. You're as young as they come.
you're only as young as you feel, buddy. You only feel,
Yeah.
But you know,
Well, my
again,
wife says I act 12, so
that's not
we're
true.
all guilty on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, we're guilty.
Well, guys, thank you very, very much for being a part of it, Michael, Travis, and Logan. Also our team behind us that has helped market the webinar. And we're excited I'd like to invite you back sometime in the future because you guys have a lot of different experiences. And we're going to have lots of different topics in that. So thank you very much. You guys have a great day, a great week. I also want to say thank you to all of the attendees as well. And like I had mentioned, we're going to share this and we're going to chop it up and we're going to share it with everybody. We're going to share our playbook. We're going to share our lead generation checklist. We've got videos. We got a whole bunch of stuff. That's the kind of stuff I encourage our audience to do is take one thing like this and break it up and you got a whole bunch of stuff you can share. And I know that Travis and Michael do that as well. So if you need our contact information, it's right in front of you. Or so just connect with me on LinkedIn or connect with Michael, Travis, or Logan, and we'd be more than willing to help. So everybody have an awesome day. And remember, automate to dominate. All right.
And Dan, hey, from everybody here at Northwest Industrial, it's an honor to be a part of this. We're very humbled to be thought of in this. And, thank you to EnergyHub and Rigger and everybody who has been a part of this to make it happen. We're very honored to be a part of it. So again, thank you very much.
Cool.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And congratulations with EnergyHub first webinar.
Yeah.
It was, it should be success.
Yeah.
And we give you that success and continue.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. And again, thanks again, Logan, for all your participation today in today's webinar.